Hey, beautiful. So today I want to talk about this 3D to 5D shift that there is so much talk about right now on so many platforms. And it's a beautiful thing, right? This idea that there is an evolution in human consciousness and that there is a shift happening. Many of us are feeling it, and I think it connects with my previous video. We kind of feel something important is going on. There's an intensity happening, and it kind of drives our compulsion and sometimes addiction to seeking out more teachers and more courses and all that. I think all that stems because all those of us who are sensitive souls, I guess, who are attuned with this change that is going on, we feel it deeply and we feel the intensity, like I just said. By the way, my previous video did very well, relatively for me. And I want to thank everybody who subscribed, who commented. I know I haven't replied to everybody, but there were a lot of comments. I appreciate it deeply. And those who subscribed and shared, it is very helpful and meaningful. And by the way, if you didn't and you're here or this is your first video, click the button. It's right there. It helps. So appreciate it. So this shift from 3D to 5D, like I said, it's a beautiful thing. But what is happening to many of us is that there is a pressure that's coming with it. There is a pressure because a lot of the teachers are telling us that if you don't do XYZ in an X timeline, you will be left behind. This ascension thing is becoming complicated, and most of all, it is becoming conditional. And I take issue with that idea that a spiritual awakening should come with fear of being left behind. So I want to share a couple ideas on that. And before I do, I want to put in a little disclaimer. Unlike many other teachers, I do not channel entities. I do not talk to galactic councils. I do not hear booming voices. I don't chat with guides. And I don't access Akashic records, or not consciously anyway. So first, I want to talk about this idea that there is something conditional now that comes along with that shift, that ascension from 3D to 5D. To me, anything that instills fear should be questioned. Anything that suggests that we might not be worthy or deserving as we are should be questioned. Anything that makes you feel confused or inadequate should be questioned. I mean, that fear and worthiness and confusion and feeling inadequate and like we're supposed to do something in order to deserve that, doesn't that sound like an old story? Isn't it kind of the playbook of most religions? Haven't we kind of heard that before? It seems to me like we have. The idea that our salvation is conditional, and if we fail at certain tests, which now looks like if we don't change our frequency or vibration from so many megahertz to the next one, we will fail and be left behind. Anything to me that comes with a threat doesn't sound kosher to me. I mean, the idea, like I just said, that if your vibration is not this, by that date, you will not ascend, it just kind of feels wrong to me. And I kind of feel like it's BS and that it's a creation of the human mind. In my opinion, if you feel like something is wrong with this world, like something is off, and you're being called to more love, more kindness, more harmony, if you're being called to getting closer to your divine essence of connecting with spirit, if you're actively involved in making yourself better, in embodying those values that you aspire to and you feel like are critical, I mean, if you're here listening to this, in my view, whatever it is that is needed to ascend, you are doing it right now. I don't think that there's a measurement that should be given as the threshold between being left behind and going to the other side, crossing that threshold to the 5D. It just doesn't resonate like truth to me. So anyway, second thing I want to talk about is that idea of timing. I mean, some teachers say that it's imminent, that it's in the next few months that this big event is going to happen, and some of us will ascend and some of us will not. Some people say that it's in a few years. Again, doesn't that look like deja vu? Right? All the end of time prophecies, the apocalypse predictions, the 2012 hoopla and everything that was around that. First of all, a lot of the spiritual speakers or channelers or whatever, they don't even agree on a timeline. So doesn't that kind of tell us like, whoa, like let's take a step back. I mean, this idea that there is a sense of urgency, and if you don't do this, you're going to miss out, that's a marketing strategy. I'm not saying that the people saying this are focused on the marketing strategy consciously, but I think that the filter through which humans receive information or transmit information, it's a human filter. And just because of that, it's going to come with timeline that I don't think have anything to do with the divine. I personally don't believe that it's imminent, that it's going to happen all of a sudden. I think that this transformation that we're going through is something gradual. I just cannot subscribe to that idea that, Big Bang Theory, all of a sudden we split and here we go. It doesn't mean that I don't believe there is a shift happening. I definitely feel it. I think all those of us feel that, again, like I said at the beginning, that are sensitive to this, we are feeling it. There is something going on. There's an acceleration, an intensity that is in the air right now. Some of it associated with this 26,000 year cycle that Earth has in its movement, and that we're at the inflection point, which happens every 26,000 years. It wouldn't be like the first time. But there is something happening. What I think is that our ascension is our intentional shift from 3D preoccupations to 5D ones, to choosing to listen to this calling that we have to be more of the spirit rather than the material world. This pull that we feel towards love, kindness, harmony, spirit, forgiveness, it is very, very powerful in millions of us. And it's so powerful and so deep within us that we can't even fight it. We can't ignore it. It is there. It is pulling us. It is making us feel some anxiety. It is making us seek out information because we have to follow it. And because it is so powerful, I have to believe that it's because it's evolution pulling us forth. You know, nothing stays the same in the billions of galaxies around us. Nothing ever goes back to the way it was. And that's evolution. As a collective, we are being pulled towards something that feels like an improvement, I guess, to a world that is currently unsustainable and self-destructive. And that draw towards new values that are sustainable, that are expansive, is the call of evolution. It is the evolution of human consciousness. It's the change from 3D to 5D. Those of us who are hearing that calling and following this calling towards love, kindness, forgiveness, spirit, harmony, we are the ones driving the evolution of humanity right now. It is simply what we came down here to embody, our purpose. Many of us have felt, since we were children, this gnawing inside, this sense that we were here for something important, for a reason that mattered, that was greater than our day-to-day life or what this 3D world was requiring us to do or be. We have felt that since we were children, and I think it is because this is exactly what we were put here to do. And the way that it's happening now, the steps that we're taking, as confusing and difficult as they might be sometimes, it's exactly how it's supposed to be. It is divine timing. There is no threat. There is no end date looming. If we keep doing what we're doing, focusing on healing, forgiveness, and love, we are leading the evolution of human consciousness. It's not about people being left behind who don't do it. It's about that critical mass. I mean, we are a collective. We are not all individuals. And as such, it's that metaphor of a rising tide lifts all ships. We are the rising tide. And we will lift all ships by doing exactly what we're doing right now. No threat, no danger, no deadline. Just keep doing what we're doing. And I do believe, whether we're fine or not, that we are doing things exactly the way they're meant to be. I just don't believe that we are meant to feel like we're not doing enough. I think we can relax, go in peace, and trust the process. That's it for today. Thanks for bearing with me. I think there was a little lack of flow, too many ideas trying to come through in this video, but it is what it is for today. So if you appreciated it, again, please subscribe. Big help. Thanks. I love you. I will see you soon. Bye.